I'm not sleeping alone next to Milo anymore.
Anymore?
Oh.
Oh, did they start fucking?
There ain't no sleeping round here.
Hello, welcome to the campaign diary for the 26th session of the Abomination Vaults. Between sessions, May asked to swap her class feat from Flurry of Maneuvers to the Standstill feat. Since they'd only been in one fight since they leveled, I didn't have a problem with that. I'll let her explain the reasoning.
My issue is that I don't have enough things to do with my actions without getting, multi-attack penalty, and then I just stack it and go prone. So I basically took Flurry of Maneuvers, but then realized I was point compressing too much when I already have too many actions. So I'm swapping it for Standstill.
This session gets back into the typical dungeon crawling that we've fallen away from recently, so you can expect this video to go back to the old formula, which I enjoy making. Let's just get into it. Our heroes had just killed the ghoul tattooist Ala Rosk, and began to look around the area. They began by entering the Scrivener's office, is that how you say that word? The desk in this office has been repurposed into a messy butcher's block. A shiny silver hatchet is wedged in the top of the desk, and bits of decaying, pale flesh lie strewn about the room. Upon seeing the humanoid chunks in the room, Gorgon felt very relieved that the creature he had killed had been evil.
Gorgon will basically, oh thank God. Oh, I really wasn't sure if he was a bad guy or we just broke into his home.
Oh, he was a bad guy.
I guess we know where he was getting the skin from, though, I suppose.
Yeah, all of these dead bodies, I think.
I allowed those proficient in medicine to make a medicine check to identify the bodies, and Ornifex successfully used her knowledge of anatomy to figure out that they were Morlock corpses. I'm not sure if gatekeeping certain recall knowledge checks against proficiency level is good form or not, but it certainly feels appropriate in certain situations. I suppose I'd consider it the split between general knowledge and specific knowledge. In the case of a medicine check, anybody can figure out how a body with multiple stab wounds died, but seeing a spread of skinned limbs and figuring out the anatomy felt like something you'd need medical training to achieve. Either way, requesting checks from only those of a certain proficiency level feels like it makes sense, but I'll use that technique sparingly. I want to find that balance between rewarding skill choices while not alienating low intelligence characters. The group seems to have forgotten about the Ghoul-Morlock War as they spent a while questioning how the ghouls got their hands on these bodies. They took the silver hatchet to either sell or hold on to for the possible werewolf encounter, before opening the southern door to the food storage. The heaps of slowly decaying bodies hung and stacked here reveal this former bedroom's current use as a meat locker. Before the group could hastily rush into the room, Milo noticed that the bodies were riddled with blue blisters and threw an arm out to stop them. Blue blisters are a very nasty, virulent disease that can last weeks and sickens and drains the infected creature. While the specific effects remain a mystery to them, they decided that it wasn't worth the risk. The group closed the door and drew a big X on the surface in chalk. Moving on, they traversed the long southern hallway until they reached the elevator. This plain, circular room is empty. An image of a moss-caked skull adorns the eastern wall. The mossy skull iconography keeps popping up, but they have yet to recall its meaning.
What if it's a dead religion?
I mean, from everything we have found out so far, it probably belongs to a religion following an evil god.
Yeah,
So,
I'd also bet that.
yeah. Maybe it must be a really old one then. I'm not sure.
Unsure what the room's purpose was, but theorizing the skull does something, Gorgon resolved to give it a closer, more hands-on look. The moment his hand touched the skull, the ground jolted and began to raise. It took him 30 feet up before halting, revealing a door on the northern wall.
As you start to just ascend, I'm going to kind of squeeze up next to Ornifex. Wait, what? Where's he going? Gorgon!
I wave.
Guys.
How is it? Are you okay up there?
For those still in the lower hallway, a stone pillar now blocked their path. A little freaked out, Gorgon touched the skull again and descended.
Oh my god, are you okay?
Yeah, totally. Nothing scary at all. No, it's just the same, but there's a door to the north.
How far up did it go? I mean, do you think it went back up to the floor before us or somewhere halfway through?
I'm not that good with counting.
Well-
I understand.
Someone with a light should go up there and see.
I mean, do we all fit? Can we all fit in here?
I mean, we can squish, right?
They all squeezed into the elevator and ascended again. Heading out of the door, the group immediately recognized where they were. They showed Gorgon the big dead worm, explained the spooky light tendril, and then went back down the elevator to continue their adventure. After another short corridor, the group emerged into the Ghoul Garden. A large mound of dark grey soil lies heaped in the southern half of this room. Look, there's only so much dramatic reading I can do with these shorter room descriptions. Within the room were 2 young violet fungus, basically normal violet fungus with the weak template. This fight went smoothly, although it did highlight a fun change in strategy that the arrival of a true tank could facilitate. May, who has been acting as the group's frontline throughout the adventure, could finally begin behaving as a monk is intended. Move in, flurry of blows, move away. Before, she had to stay in the main brawl to pull aggro and help spread the threat or flank, but now Gorgon could perform that role more successfully and May could become the raw DPS she was aiming for. The fungus having reach was kind of irrelevant when placed in a room as small as this, only being utilised once to hit Gorgon before he could move. They did manage to infect Gorgon with Violet Rot, a 3-stage poison that deals poison damage and can enfeeble and drain the target. They got resisted pretty quickly though. Side note, tracking poisons in Foundry is really annoying. I always forget who has what and what stage they're at. At the moment, I put a 0 persistent damage tracker on a creature, but it isn't ideal. If anybody knows of a module that tracks this stuff, please let me know in the comments. But it only took a few rounds to kill the mushrooms. I wasn't going to go easy on them though. Once the fight was done and the party began to start healing, the Canker cultists launched an ambush. One of the enemies threw open the door, and the other blasted the group with a held Grim Tendrils spell, and this kicked off another fight. I know, compounding fights in Pathfinder is ill-advised, however, the group is now a level higher than they should be for this floor, so I wasn't particularly worried about the difficulty. And I shouldn't have been, because this battle also went very smoothly. The cultists have good range spells, but they struggle to use them effectively when trapped in a small room with foes that outnumber them. The most effective spell they had was the Harm spell, which allowed them to prolong the battle while also doing mass damage. Still, nobody ever got close to going down, and Gorgon made great use of his champion reaction to make the idea of using melee attacks inefficient to the ghouls. The only thing of note after this battle is that Milo and Ornifex both have ghoul fever. Again. Once the ghouls lay dead, our heroes looked at the room they'd been battling in. Whatever this room's original use, today it serves as a horrific shrine. A rotting heap of fleshy material that seems to be comprised of equal parts eyes, mouths, and skin lies in a stinking mound in the middle of the room, surrounded by 24 tiny humanoid effigies crafted out of small bones and tangled knots of hair. Milo made a recall knowledge and identified the mass as a dead, gibbering mouther.
This is bad, I think. I mean, it bodes ill that there is a gibbering mouther here, I think.
With a lot of these little effigies, are they part of creating whatever you call this, a gibbering mouther? Is that what they're here for?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about those specifically. I mean, I guess so. Are the effigies like in a circular pattern?
The effigies are placed around the creature, almost like they've done a really morbid decorating of a tree. Like looks like they've been placed on afterwards.
Ah, okay.
So they might have used the corpse just as some kind of ritual site, like the corpse itself. I guess it makes sense. They are cultists. They like fleshy monster things. That's nasty. I think these would come from further down. Maybe they brought it up here? Or summoned it at some point and it died? Maybe, given their ravenous nature, maybe they can starve.
Maybe.
Either way, this is nasty.
Yeah, I hope we don't encounter one that is alive.
Yeah, that'll never happen. Moving into the large reading chamber, the group spent some time healing and identifying items. Once ready, they moved on and searched a few rooms that once held ghouls but no longer had anything of note in them. I won't bore you with the details. Eventually, they moved towards the northwestern rooms and entered Belcora's office. This office is brightly lit by several glowing lights in a chandelier hanging above the desk and chair. Mirrors hang on the north and south wall, although both of them are badly cracked. The group moved in cautiously. They noticed the ever-burning torch in the chandelier and took it. They noticed that the next door had a large, intricate lock. The lock plate was engraved with a stylized open book. This decoration matched the image on one of the keys the group had collected from the first floor of the dungeon many sessions ago, so they needed a gentle reminder that they had a matching key to this. Our heroes unlocked the door and began to enter Belcora's reading room. This room looks exceptionally comfortable, with a thick carpet, bright light from a glowing chandelier, and soothing incense. 2 overstuffed chairs sit opposite a low table stacked with books, while more books sit on a set of shelves to the west. A softly gurgling fountain carved to resemble a mossy skull leaking water sits in the northwest corner. In the room, a lurk in light named Shimmergrin was happily sat reading one of the books and making notes and giggling to himself. However, it took the group's sudden and unannounced intrusion very poorly. Okay, now I think I overdid it a bit with this encounter. I tried to make sure that one-off creatures in the dungeon are unique enough to be memorable and not feel like filler. Boss Grong, Mimnivix, Mr. Beak, I give characters quite over-the-top or unexpected personalities and mannerisms. I went a little overboard with Shimmergrin. As you open the door, he looks over, lets the book slam onto the table. What the fuck are you doing, mate? I'm trying to fucking read my book! Fuck off! Get the fuck out! Get the fuck off!
Sorry. Sorry guys, this is someone's home. I guess we'll just have to go back from where we came.
But that was like the most intact room I've seen in this place so far. That's probably where they have all the good books.
Probably, but I'm sorry, Milo. I left that life behind. I do not break in and rob anymore.
Well, we don't have to break in. We can knock, talk to him, see if he'll lend us a book.
Alright, I'll try. I will knock on the door.
You hear from the other side of the room. Fuck off, mate! I'll do you in, man! Fuck off!
Oh my
Okay,
god.
yes, have to try. I'm sorry, guys. He obviously doesn't want us here.
Yeah, but we're in an evil underground castle of dark depravity. Him not wanting us here might be exactly why we should go in.
I really don't feel comfortable about this. I mean, when thinking about doing something bad, I think it's important to remember it's cool to be nice.
I mean, we're not gonna be not nice. He's the one being uncool by being so rude.
Yeah.
I haven't told you yet, Gordon, but somebody told me that there was something here that links to my family. And we've been kind of searching all of the books here to try and find what it is, and I need to search that room. I mean, it would really mean a lot to me.
Oh, alright, how about this? If you can convince him to let you in, then I won't stand in your way. And I'll take a step into the corner, away from the door.
Before we try to talk with this guy again, does anyone have an idea what he was?
The group recognized him as a lurker in light and got a brief description of what they are. This reassured some of them that they needed to go into that room.
So this guy is potentially up to no good then. If this mischief is that, intense in the end.
If he is a lurker in the light, which I think he is, given the amount of light and the lurking, he's probably killed a lot of people, in his time.
He also was giggling to himself. Maybe he's making a plan for something?
Could be. Or he's just reading a really funny book.
Guess we should find out, right?
I mean, all I know is that he's the kind of creature who isn't nice.
What do you suggest then? Should we even try to talk to him?
I'm gonna look over my shoulder at Gorgon. I don't think bursting in there and, weapons drawn and attacking him would suit our friend here. Honestly, it would feel kind of douchey. Besides, I kind of also don't want to mess that room up.
That is fair.
I mean, we can go in, be cordial if he makes the first move. I don't think it's anything bad to defend ourselves, right?
I mean, it's still his house.
How do you know that?
He
How do you
said
know
so.
that? No, you said get out.
Maybe he took it
Oh,
from
it's home.
someone. Yeah, but maybe
Yeah.
he took it from someone. I think
if
it's
I
that.
was an intruder, I'd call it home too if some other intruder came in there.
I
this
think
just sounds like a lot of extra steps to justify breaking in and robbing him.
Do you not think it's our duty to check that he hasn't murdered somebody around the corner?
Honestly, I feel like it's our duty to purge this entire place.
Well, Milo, that was a lot to unpack. We'll have to talk about that one later.
No, it's pretty simple actually. This place is threatening our home and potentially the entire island's existence as a nation of the living.
Oh, either way, I'm going to open this door. I'm going to knock again.
Why do you knock? Why?
Alright, you knocking from beyond the door, you hear bitch, if you come into this room, I swear to God! I swear to God!
I'm going to fucking open the door. Hands up, though. I'm going to be like, hands up. Right, don't.
He like hops onto
don't
the
think
chair,
rash.
like legs spread, arms spread. You
Don't
fucking
do
want
anything
some?
rash.
You fucking want
Don't.
some?
I'm going to look him up and down. How big is he? Is he just like...
He's like 2 foot.
Oh my god, he's got small man syndrome. I'm gonna look down at him. Like, seriously? We're not here to stir trouble. Can we just talk?
Make a diplomacy check.
Oh shit, my hide is all turned off.
Roll
Laughs in
initiative.
+9 diplomacy.
Oh, fuck.
Laughs in +9 diplomacy.
To nobody's surprise, a fight broke out. Honestly, I expected more from the Lurker in Light, even though he'd been slightly outleveled by the party. Unfortunately though, my players are starting to learn their strategies well, and once the battle kicked off, they rushed in, critically grappled the Fae, restraining him. This left Shimmergrin totally neutered on his turn, and he wasted his entire turn on failed escape checks, while our heroes beat him senseless. The only exception to this was Gorgon. He starts writhing like fucking crazy, like, get the fuck off me, man! Get the fuck off me! No hands on me! No hands on me!
Can I then, with my last attack, it's like fucking punch him in the head?
Squeeze him.
You can, yeah.
Squeeze him like a tub of toothpaste.
Okay, you punch him in the face, and you see his nose kind of just explode from the impact. Oh, what the fuck, man? What the fuck are you doing?
We are just breaking into his home.
No,
We're the baddies.
This is not what it looks like. He's a
Gorgon.
bad guy, I promise you.
He started the initiative. It's his fault. He's just not quick enough.
He brought this on himself.
His entire crime is based on him reading a book, wanting to be alone.
Yeah, but he can't be alone in a dark, evil crypt.
And also, right, if you wanted to be alone and you were reading a book and you were not being getting annoyed, you wouldn't stand up and start a fight. So it's
Yeah,
his
I mean,
fault.
he didn't want to fight. He didn't want to fight.
You did.
Now hold him still so I can
home.
decapitate him. Hold him still so I can decapitate him.
Gorgon was unwilling to attack Shimmergrin for what he perceived as no good reason. Instead, he moved into the room and did something that caught us off guard. Get the fuck off me, man! Get the fuck off me! Help! Help me! Help me! I'm being attacked in my house! He lingers eye contact very intently on Gorgon with like one of those raised eyebrows, like, hey, hey.
Now listen to him, Gorgon. He's trying to trick you. That's what they do. And then I'm gonna swing at him. Slicey.
The fucking buns, man! The fucking buns! What are you
No,
doing?
no, that's the point.
Fuck you!
I'm just gonna guess I can't use Glimpse of Redemption, since technically it's not my ally.
Oh, I mean, if you consider them an ally, you can if you want.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna do it.
All right,
You're gonna regret that when he
No.
breaks free and start murdering us.
Milo. Do you take the enfeebled?
I refuse. Yeah,
All right, Milo's enfeebled.
I do not repent.
Alright. Gorgon was so racked with guilt and doubt that he used his champion's reaction in the defense of Shimmergrin. His holy mission to repent for his past sins was causing confusion for the poor orc.
Yeah, at this
I will
point,
look.
there's just tears streaming from Gorgon's face.
Oh my god. Gorgon, maybe you should leave. This is. I know you want to be truthful to Saren Ray, but you must also remember she only accepts people who want to redempt for themselves. and you're still supposed to slay evil, as I will peck this boy.
Ornifex's words resonated with Gorgon, and as May failed to maintain her grapple, Shimmergrin launched his own attacks at May. As a test of morals, he used his glimpse of redemption reaction, and when Shimmergrin chose refuse rather than repent, Gorgon understood that this Fae had no desire to better themselves. Soon after, May beat Shimmergrin unconscious, and the group had a moment to speak to Gorgon about his actions.
Look, we were never trying to actually kill him. I'm going to glance at the two. But you need him to calm down a bit.
You can still see like tears on Gorgon's face, but he's staring out into nothing. Like it's like, why wouldn't he repent?
The little bastard.
I might have been wrong about things, guys. I should have trusted you. I'm so sorry.
It's okay, don't worry about it.
Then looking over to enfeebled Milo. Oh God, I'm so sorry.
No, it's it's okay. It gave me some things to think about.
Yeah, I'll put a hand on Gorgon's shoulder. And I know you've only just come to town, but you've not been through what the Gauntlet has put us through. We've lost people, you know. It's taken more than should ever be taken from some people, and I'm sorry that we come across quite unforgiving, but it's just a kind of place I really hope you don't have to learn how unforgiving it actually is. But at the same time, I hope you can understand our point of view.
I do. This is not the upside world anymore. I can't apply the same rules down here.
I really appreciate Gorgon's player for this quick resolution. Having those moments of doubt was really fun, and it did have its place in these low-threat fights, but he made sure that it didn't overstay its welcome. He showed his character's flaw, played on it for a couple of sessions, and then found an opportunity to grow and move past it to prevent it becoming an actual detriment. Great stuff. They took a look at the book he was reading and saw that it was a tome called Pathways of the Worm, which focused on grisly ritual sacrifice. His notes detailed potential prank ideas that would certainly kill the unfortunate target. While flicking through the larger book, a thinner book dropped from between its pages. This one was titled Ineffable Hauntings, and detailed how to cast the Create Undead ritual as well as the Ghostly Weapon spell. After a more thorough search of the room, they also found a key between some of the cushions. It was marked with the defaced symbol of Aradon. We spent about 10 minutes going over the history and importance of Aradon, as that is something that they would definitely all know as characters. And finally, before ending the session, they killed the unconscious Shimmergrin. They decided that he was too dangerous to be left alive. And that was it for this session. Lots of fun, snappy combat, many of the rooms were cleared, there was some great RP between the party. After all the drama we've had recently, it's been nice to run some sessions without any huge plot advancements or reoccurring bad guys. I think it's important for the players to be able to let off some steam by just fighting and exploring between big plot dramas. Thank you for watching! If you liked this video, then leave a like and subscribe if you aren't. You can find links to my Blue Sky and Discord in the description. That's all I have for you today. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.